it's an awesome feeling getting to walk out in front of that many people because, you know, like I said, how many of us in the independent level are really ever going to get that chance? You should, you know, enjoy it, you know what I mean? And it was definitely a cool experience. And I think a lot of that has to do with my association with Jim Kettner and the ECWA, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. You said, you know, one of your goals was to get in the ECWA, and you have achieved that. Now what? You were in, as you put it, for a cup of coffee at ROH. Is there a chance for you to return there and have a longer stint, or maybe TNA? What's your goal now that you've achieved your goal of being in the ECWA?
Well, I'm actually based out of Florida now, so I'm in South Florida, so I don't know if ROH gets down here a lot. And also, I don't know how, you know, how I fit into that type of, you know, promotion. But, you know, it was a long time ago. We had a good time there and everything like that. And the Super 8 was definitely a big goal of mine, and to get to do that was incredible. So, you know, I know TNA is in Florida here. You never know. I've had a great time working some shows in Florida here also. You know, there's some really good promotions down here, such as Pro Wrestling Fusion, which has been running, had some good shots with them, and see where it goes from here. I'm also, you know, in my 30s now, so trying to keep injury-free if I can, for the most part. I had a little setback about a year and a half ago. I snapped my humerus bone in my right hand and my right arm in half, so that was, yeah. And I mean, after 12 years, you know, something had to happen sooner or later. So really the goal is to stay injury-free, stay in shape if I can, and see where it goes from here. I mean, I love this business. I've had an incredible time in it. I've lived out every one of my dreams that I've had. But it's, you know, it's like anybody who's ever stepped between the ropes knows it's an addiction, and it never leaves us. You know, and you're always hungry for more, and it's fun, man. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. If you know, we're out there having a good time. People pay their money. They want to come. They want to be entertained. And we try to give them the best show we can. But, you know, it's also staying injury-free is very important, you know.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned earlier in the interview that you kind of got started with things, you know, when you were about 18. You know, was there someone who inspired you to become a wrestler? I mean, obviously there probably was someone, but I guess who did you you know, look up to growing up, or were you a wrestling fan growing up? And you know, what kind of inspired you to get into the business?
One name, Daddy-O, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Unbelievable right now. Freak out.
Pretty good.
Thank you, bro.
That's really good. That's a good one.
Way better than John's impersonation.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, man. No, but that's when I saw Savage versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3, brother, that was a wrap. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Savage, guys like Savage, Steamboat, but also the guys like Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez, all the old school heels. I mean, I grew up in the Northeast, so we were, you know, a WWF, but to watch the Horsemen and guys like that, I mean, I knew, man, and it's kind of funny, anybody who's ever met me my whole life, you know, it's not, let me tell you something, when you're a teenage guy in the Bronx, it's not a cool thing to say to girls, hey, I want to be a wrestler when I grow up, but I always knew that I wanted to live my dreams out in this business, and, you know, if you just don't give up on it and keep pursuing it, you can really have an incredible time, you know, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've gotten to work with and for some of the best people that I've ever met, you know, and spent time on the road with some of the coolest people, and would never trade those experiences for anything, you know. But it's a crazy business we're in, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Now, where are you guys? Like in the Midwest, right?
Actually, we are. I'm in the Midwest. I'm out of Michigan, and then I think Shane's in Florida, like you. And
I'm actually not too far from you. You're in Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, man. It's a different deal down here, brother. You know.
I'm right by Dolphin Stadium, actually.
Nice. Well, I'm more excited about the Yankees winning the pennant right now than anything. I'm from the Bronx.
Well, I'm with you there too.
The funniest thing about it is that, you know, like I've represented the Bronx my whole career, you know what I mean, because that's really where I'm from, and everybody always thought it was a gimmick. Oh, yeah, right. And that's where I'm from, legitimately born and raised. And I'm a Yankee fan my whole life, so tonight will hopefully be a great night,
Right.
And New York, too, I mean, like I said, that early 2000s indie scene, so much incredible talent came out of there, man. There were matches like in the Elks Lodge in Queens Boulevard where ECW used to run. To get to wrestle in that building, we used to all call it the MSG of the Indies because it was. The atmosphere in that place, actually, you guys had Prince Nana on a couple of weeks ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we go back so far, man. I mean, him and I wrestled each other at the last show at the Elks Lodge in 2003, and, that is when Prince Nana is one of the greatest, guys I've ever met in this business, and one of the most incredible talkers, incredible characters, and I have nothing but respect for him. Because, another cool part about this Super 8 this year is, like guys like Quiet Storm and Prince Nana and I came out of that same New York indie scene, and to be mixed up with the younger guys out of New England like Tommaso and Nick Logan, and, I thought it was a great mix of talent, and that's Jim Kettner, man. He sees he sees it ahead of other people, you know what I mean? Like the guys that he's put in that tournament have all gone on to definitely really great stuff, before anybody even knew who they were half the time.
Right. So I'm interested in getting into the business now. When I come up to you for advice, what do you tell me?
Well, depending on where you live, I tell you have a backup, go to school, stay in school, or, have fun with the business, find a school with a good reputation. Don't just give your money to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Do your research on it, and, try to learn how to do it properly and safely, because even the best wrestlers in the world have major injuries happen to them, and it's like you need to be taught by somebody who knows what they're doing. Like for me, it was tough. It took me many years, not that I know what I'm doing right now. Who knows? I still get hurt all the time. But, to be taught by somebody who has a good reputation, do your research, and just have fun with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in the ring years ago before a show with the late Chris Candido and the late Bam Bam Bigelow, two of the greatest of all time. And they said, this business is fun. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. Have fun with it. And it's just, I would say, enjoy it, but, always have a backup and trademark your stuff. That's what I would say to them. Anybody who comes up with a gimmick, character, idea, whatever it is, trademark your stuff. You know what I mean? Because it will be taken. That's just a true statement. Anything you come up with, there's nothing like turning on Monday Nitro and seeing your gimmick on TV because somebody saw it on an indie show or something. If you come up with a good idea, protect it, Invest in it, protect it, and just have a great time, man.
All right. We'll get one more question before we get you out. This was actually emailed to me from a listener. They want to know who in the industry, past or present, if you could beat, would you mark out, totally go marking out for? Is it Macho Man?
Yeah, unbelievable right now. It's the only guy I've ever waited in line to meet because, like I said, he's the best. I would definitely say Macho Man, and I wish he was around. I would love to see Macho Man in the Hall of Fame like he deserves. The DVD set I thought was incredible. Matt Stryker and I go back a long way, so I was happy to see him hosting it. He does a decent impression, and it's about time. That's what I said about that. So anybody past, present, the madness all the way, Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta agree with you, Mike. He's one of my all-time favorites too. Well, we thank you so much again for coming on with us and talking with us. It was a pleasure having you on. Before we let you go, tell our listeners and our fans out there, what you got coming up. Can they find you on Facebook, MySpace? Where can they find out more about you?
Well, what I most likely have coming up is the ECWA. They have 3 imposter chick magnets running around posing as us right now, so we're going to get the team back together and hopefully go after these guys around January. So I would check out ECWAProWrestling.com, MySpace.com/TizzleMadness, which is my page there, or Facebook/TizzleMadness, and I'm out there. You know what I mean? I'm definitely out there. So I appreciate you guys having me on, and like I said, this is a great business we have and a lot of fun, and I've had an amazing time living my dreams out.